what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Reverse 1999 reaction. Today we have The Separated Swallows. All of it, all 8 minutes of it. This was easily the comment with the most likes on it from the last video, so of course that's what we're getting to today. And as per usual, I don't really know anything else about this song aside from like the image in front of me right now, so I guess we'll have to figure all that out by listening. So without further ado, let's go! Very interesting start. Beautiful guitar. I'm getting lost in the vibes. I love the way it's swelling. Now, was that the sound of running or like flapping wings? Based on the title, I want to say wings, but maybe it was supposed to sound like both. There's like a phaser on the white noise underneath it too. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be just digital noise, but it sounds very intentional with all the other synth work underneath it. God, this is really introspective. Okay, we got the kick. There's that sound design again. Going between both ears. Again, I can't tell if that's flying or if it's feet. I'm not used to hearing songs without lyrics from this game, at least not anything I've heard so far. And there might still be at some point too. It's a long song. Might just be a really long intro. I really like that, like, soft attack on the synths. Just this subtle push in. It's got that feeling of breath. And it's not side-chained, it's just doing that, which is just a cool effect. That's such an interesting sound effect, for real. 3 times in, I still can't tell if that's supposed to be feet or wings. It sounds so much like both. Maybe it is both. Maybe that's how they made it. I mean, the easy word to describe this song so far has just been lonely. But we were just getting started. Okay, so more involvement, but not too much. They're still keeping the energy locked in. Made it a bit more of a ballad instead of like an atmospheric track like it was. Nice cross stick. Tasteful. All right. Really leaning into the 80s drums there. I love that I couldn't tell where this was going. And that feels like that's a lot of what they were aiming for. Because loneliness still fits. I wasn't sure if that was going to change after they started to add more, but it still feels lonely. Lost even, like it's just... There's this cavernous space in the song. It's really interesting. I'm not used to this from a game soundtrack like this. They've always had their variety, but this is advanced variety for real. That right there is what I really love. It still shifts into this hopeful energy where there's an uplift and there's still a positive side to the song, but a lot of the rest of it is really sad. There's a pleading in here, but I don't think it doesn't feel like it's pleading with a person, maybe themselves, but more of like a scenario. And this was all the context I got from the thumbnail, so I don't know what this has to do with it. So I think I recognize at least one of the characters in that final group shot is one of the people from that like Chinatown stuff I've listened to before, because I think, I'm not going to look it up right now. I think it was the one on My Right, Your Left. Like, she looked familiar. It might not have been the same person, but was that like the director from those? Like, again, it's hard for me to remember shit I have seen. At this point, I think it's been like 2 months about since I saw those and listened to those, so sorry, but also she looked very familiar, so I would not be surprised if that's the case. But the mood here does not fit anything I've heard from that area, so it makes me go, okay. So I know this is a boss fight purely based on the title of the video I just watched, and the separated swallows makes me think that this is one of those like birds of a kind flock together things. But with how sad the song was, I have a feeling, given the title, that the three amigos are no longer together in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if that's direct or if it's like them separating from somebody else, but the way that they zoomed in on that picture at the end makes me feel like this is a memory that has a sad connotation to it. The tone of the song definitely reflects that. So my best guess here is that those three no longer friends. For whatever reason, I don't know what the plot would have done to that, but it doesn't sound good based on this song. This was very sad. It was really sad, really melancholic, and while beautiful, and it did have a little bit of brightness to it, I think that that brightness, that hopefulness, might have been more, in hindsight, a reflection, like kind of remembering the good times, potentially. This had such an energy to it, but again, just like those other songs from the Chinatown stuff, it's kind of within the same musical time space, so like the 80s-esque stuff. This just had a lot more of this emotional ballad to it than the other stuff I've heard, which is a lot more poppy, a lot more upbeat and referential. So it's a completely different energy, but from the same era, but I don't like what this means. I don't like the sadness behind it. I mean, I like the way it sounds, but I don't like the connotation behind it at all. And I'm pretty sure I mentioned this during the reaction, but I love how slow and paced they were. Like, I couldn't tell if it was going to get happy out of nowhere. I didn't know if singing was going to start coming in, but now thinking about the plot being what it might be, it kind of makes sense not to have any vocals, because that would kind of ruin the emotional pressure that the song was putting on all by itself. The guitar was crying, you know, you don't need a vocalist to do that. That was holding its own by the end of the song. In that third act, it was definitely doing the job that a vocalist would, which is getting the emotional beat across. And it was just beautifully done. It was really beautifully done. Like, hats off to the composer on this one, like making something feel, while definitely, again, still very much thematically accurate to the time period and everything about the other musical stuff, assuming that this is from that Chinatown event, this very much gives you the feeling that someone or something has been led astray and that there is a depressive backbone to that storyline, which is why I'm able to pick out what I did from this, and I hope I'm right. I'm usually not entirely right. I'm usually wrong in just a slight way, or I'm completely wrong, which has happened before. But usually when the songs are this good at portraying the emotion and conveying that mood, it's really hard for me to get it wrong, just because if you're gonna write something on the wall, I'm gonna be able to read it, and this has friendship ending all over. You know, I mean, even if just because of that picture at the end, I still think they did a phenomenal job leaving it on just the emotion of the song itself. Even without that picture, I would have had that feeling of loss or a breakup. Some form of an emotional falling out was being very well portrayed through this song. And even if I didn't know who was having that fallout, I would have felt it. And that's what makes a good composer a great composer. But that said, this was a fairly long song, so I don't want to sit here and yap about it for too long, so I will end it here. So if you have a song you want me to get to specifically from Reverse 1999, leave it in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. But otherwise, if you just like this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!